friends, families, and community. We are so excited to have you join us tonight for the 2020 Summer Camp Poetry Night. And though tonight it's raining outside and the water is cleansing our earth, tonight poetry will cleanse our souls. Pope Francis once stated that a society can be judged by the way it treats its young people, for they are the soul which holds its truths. Our young people, our society's soul, see, hear, and feel everything around them every single day. Whether it's the warm embrace of a loved one to the contempt of our nation's leaders, our society's soul, our young people, carry that truth with them every day. And tonight, you will see, hear, and feel their truth. So sit at the edge of your seats, get your jaws ready, because tonight they will be dropped. Enjoy the show.
Hello everyone, my name is Glenn North and I had the great fortune of being the poetry instructor for this summer's academy. We felt that it was especially important with the pandemic that we were all confronting, the racial reckoning that is taking place in America, that the students have an opportunity to express themselves, that they would have an opportunity to talk about these very important issues that are impacting all of us. And they did so in fine fashion. One of the styles of poetry that I've become interested in over the years is called ekphrastic poetry, which is poetry that's written in response to a visual image or a piece of art. And so to kick off this summer's poetry sessions, we started with a painting by Kadir Nelson called After the Storm. And it was Kadir Nelson's response to the current pandemic. And he created this painting prior to the murder of George Floyd, but in an almost prophetic way, he demonstrated in the painting the importance of everyone coming together, people from all different backgrounds, all nationalities, coming together, embracing one another, and never losing sight of hope. And so with everything that's going on in the world, I just thought that that would be a great way to kick things off. I will admit that it was different this summer in that we had to use a virtual platform in terms of conducting the workshops as opposed to being able to be in person with the students, which I really do miss. But in spite of that, I think everything went well, and you will see in just a moment how well things went. So this year's theme is called Ponte las Pilas. So we all have to wake up, right? We all have to get it together. And you will hear that in the poems that will be shared this evening. So without further ado, I would like to introduce our student MCs, Miss Stacia Okosi.
Hi, welcome to the show. I am Stacia Okosi, the MC that you will be seeing tonight during our wonderful poetry session.
We aren't bad people, so why do you see us like we are? We come to this country for a better life. Crazy how the land where dreams come true is all a lie. We come to this land for a better life, but instead we're put in cages, treated like animals and getting separated from our family. Change is what this country needs. We aren't rapists or harmful people. Just because our flag is green, white, and red doesn't mean we're bad people. Please acknowledge that we come for a better life. Understand us before you judge us, because we aren't bad people.
What a great poem about how people see you. Next up, we have Mauricio.
2020. It has been a year full of important events. 2020. It has been a year full of flaws. 2020. It has been a year full of hardships. 2020. It has been a year full of racial unrest. 2020. It has been a year of rising up to injustice. 2020. It has been a year full of fighting for equality. 2020. It has been a year full of action. 2020. It has been a year full of perseverance. 2020. It has been a year full of change. 2020. It has been a year full of lessons. 2020. There will be a rainbow at the end of this storm.
Through hardship we persevere, with the warmth of comrades at our backs. With hope we forge on, through any storm. Together we support the livelihoods of everyone. As a unit we will fight, against those who would surely beat us down. And with heads held high, no matter how scarred or exhausted, we will not give in to the burning hatred meant to smother us.
What a great poem by Sierra. Next up, we have Dayanari.
Hello, my name is Nothing and Everything. My name is Dayanari, and when searching it up, I'm never able to find the meaning of it. My name isn't like the rest that mean kind or free. No, my name is not Alicia or Charlie. My name is Dayanari. Such a long name for a small girl. I'm one of the few people that isn't born or meant to be charming or fierce, like Oak and Audrey. My name didn't come with a meaning, yet that's the biggest meaning out of them. I wasn't given a name that would define me. I would define my name.
How can humans be okay with other humans being in cages? Does it matter if we were born in the United States, the land of the free? How can you say this is the land of the free when no one is actually free? No one, especially not on a land that's been stolen. Kids in cages and people still celebrated the 4th of July. Little kids, how can people be okay with that? How can people vote for a man who can't even think straight, even logically? We need change and we need to start using our voices. We are all important and we each have a voice and we need to speak up.
What a very inspirational poem by Frida. Next up, we have Kaya.
Ever since Corona has came, nothing has ever been the same. This is a deadly virus, but yet some people still treat it like it's a game. A lot of people are dying because of this virus every single day, but people still don't listen to what doctors, government, and other people are trying to say. Stay home, the virus is not gone, is all I hear now. But people still refuses to listen, which just leaves me like, wow. Every day, the U.S. gets thousands of new cases, but people still go out and constantly crowd more and more spaces. Some people in this world will just never seem to learn. They won't care until Corona comes and give them their turn. I'm sure almost everybody have never experienced this before, but if we start taking better care of ourselves and be more precautious, Corona can leave and hopefully be no more. Please continue to listen to everything that's informal, and I know it hurts to say, but this is our new normal.
My name is Chinagal, a name that means God fights my battles, God protects me, God is with me. My name is the sun that rises over the hills in the fresh morning. My name is Aphrodite. My name is honey that soothes our sore throat. My name is a shield stronger than vibranium. My name is a microphone for those whose voice cannot be heard. My name is justice. It is peace. It is love. My name is me.
What a heartwarming poem from Chi-Chi. Next up, we have a powerful poem from Grace.
Excuse me, officer. Do I look like a threat to you? Does the way I talk about freedom frighten you? What about my complexion shows you that I have a weapon? When you see me, why do you see a criminal? You ask for respect from the same people you neglect. Were you not the one that swore to protect? Yet you're comfortable putting a knee on my neck. I understand how dangerous your job is. And I know not all cops are indecent. But standing there while your partner kills an innocent makes you just as bad as the monster in your precinct. I have a family I want to go home to, same as you. Before you stop me, think about yours in discretion. Your fear should not lead to my life being taken. If you're so scared, maybe you should try a different profession.
Our reality is beautiful and truly heartbreaking. I find beauty in the faces that I see, the colors, the culture, and the life that surrounds me. Beauty in the smiles, just like the time we share, but there's also a harsh reality. The violence, the racism, and the disgrace against minorities, the inequalities, and the unfairness around me. This is beauty, but heartbreak in my reality.
What a wonderful poem by Maya. Next up, we have Victoria.
My name is Victoria Janae Jones. Initials the same as my grandmother Velma Jean Jones, who I got my crooked pinky and feisty personality from. Victoria is a Latin word for victory and was also the name of the Greek goddess of victory. My name is watching the moon follow you on the car ride home as a young child. My name is Jarius Jones, who taught me forgiveness. My name is the staticky sound at the end of the record, the tapping of that tree branch on your window, and the comfortable silence in a room with those you love. My name is the fear of growing up, but the solace in knowing that I will always be there for myself along the way.
Water, fire, light, and darkness. The saltiness from the tears that slowly come down your cheek. The heat that is boiling up into the fiery anger. The warmth that you feel when the ones you love would tell you everything is going to be okay. But is everything going to be okay? My head spinning around with all the chaos on the streets, people fighting for what is right, and the confusion I feel from not seeing the change. Wondering if everything is going to be okay. But is everything going to be okay? Darkness will always follow us along the narrow road, but a beam of sunlight will always light the way to a wider road. Everything will be okay.
What a wonderful poem by Giselle. Next up, we have Jayana.
I am not scary. I am not worthless. I am not dazed. I am not a thief. I am not disrespectful. I am not ghetto. I am not harmful. I am Jayana, musician, baker, scholar, daughter, sister. Not what the world expects from someone like me. I am a black woman in America. Never be limited by other people's limited imaginations, said Macy Jemison, first black woman to ever travel space. No one will put limitations on me, not now, not ever. I will overachieve the expectation from someone like me. I am a strong black woman. I
remember the day I found out. Coronavirus. It was small and contained, not enough to penetrate its small frame, and that's what I thought it was about. Nothing much, nothing big, not much of a threat to us. I thought, what's it gotta do with me? It's far away, and plus, Kansas is corona-free. But in fact, I forgot about the many isms that plague this great nation. Racism, bigotism, this ism, that ism, like a prism, they think we came from one place, so we must be the same. But like the light that splits into multiple rays, we are different. But they do not bother to ask. But nevertheless, I put on my mask. My mask is a barrier to any of those who could be a carrier, but also, I would not like to live with the thought in my head that because of me, my grandparents are dead. But something about these times makes me shed a tear. I wear this mask to protect, and that's for sure, but I also wear it to assure the people around me that I will not infect them with what I have, with what comes with the shape of my eyes. The very thing that those people love to overemphasize, antagonize, dehumanize, and brutalize. Though it's not as bad for me here, I can tell you with much fear that many wear their masks to cover their face in terror of their own race.
What a great personal experience we had from Shamo about COVID-19. Next up, we have Daniel.
This is my poem. It's called The Flame in Our World. I see the people marching down the street, screaming and yelling to set them free. I see the fires to begin in our minds and our souls and our hearts. I see the people pouring milk on their face, trying to take off the pain that has been given to them from the people we trust. I see the police trying to push us back into our place, act like there was never freedom in the first place. I think about it in our mind, trying to find an explanation about why our world is in flames. And then it hit me. We are the people that make this world bad, the people that created the flames, the people that created all this hate, all this anger, and we don't want to take the blame, and that is making an even bigger flame.
In our society, the color of one's skin is what determines their worth. It's how people see you as a person. Sometimes it's all they end up seeing. While some are deemed as criminals, I will not be. The color of my skin helps me in many situations. If I walk into a store, I will not be followed. If I get pulled over, I'll feel no fear. If I'm walking in a neighborhood, I will not be questioned. This is privilege. In our society, I am walking around with no fear whatsoever. This is not everyone's reality.
That was a wonderful poem that we had by Alexa. Next up, we have Jesse.
White-haired man, eyes blazed like fire, those rags of a humbled man's attire, right hand filled with stars, born with a double-edged sword, face was like the sun shining in all its brilliance, vision in heavenly form, may help us all.
People like to protest to fight for what they believe in, but the people losing stores are a disgrace to the whole meaning. We're protesting to make it right, not to make it worse. We don't want to make it bad and have everyone end up in hearse. We're protesting for their freedom, they're the ones that matter. Our country is not calm, it'll make the inside shatter. I don't like this pain, we need to have a change. If nothing ends up happening, we'll all end up in vain.
That was a powerful poem about protest by Mattel. Next up, we have another powerful poem by Stacia Okosi. Oh wait, that's me. It's funny how I'm judged simply by the color of my skin, even though they don't know who I really am within. I hear watch her, she may steal something, or get away from her, or you might have something coming. I see my race standing up for what we believe in, because we are tired of not being heard. We want equality in the U.S. It's not just people being absurd. Everything happens in so many ways. I feel anger and hurt towards my brothers and sisters being killed each and every day. I touch the faces of innocent children, worrying about what their future may hold if we don't stand for this now, from the tear gas and the hatred that is out on a prowl. People say that we should stay quiet, but at the same time, why do they keep resorting to violence? I say no to silence. This is our fight. From a couple of decades ago to now where racism is still normalizing. I dream that the people that are wrongdoing will get what they deserve, coming from this ignorance that we must swerve. This right here will be the solution to our revolution.
White supremacy, discrimination, inequality, and social injustice. These are the problems with our society. A rainbow is different colors, but you don't see them breaking apart and fighting. Multiple people are dying for the basic human rights we keep on denying. If you only have love for your own race, then you'll only leave space for others to discriminate and preach hate. Why must blood be shed? Why must we spread such violence and hatred like a new plague? Why can't we see eye to eye? Why can't you realize that our society is not fine and that people should align for the lives that were lost due to social injustice crimes? Just why? We are all allies. We need to put an end and compromise. Why? We need to be wise so we do not die. And our children are not terrified of stepping outside.
What a wonderful poem by Myra. Next up, we have Jesus.
Everyone goes through stress once in a while. It's like an illness. It sticks with you over the smallest thing. You'll get stressed from almost everything, like a test you might have been studying for weeks or an assignment like this one. You have others, they start to pile on you, like sand. It will keep feeling like an hourglass. When I was writing this, I felt stressed just trying to figure out what to write. There's many things that I could write about that's good, but I felt like writing this because everyone goes through stress. It's a natural thing for us, and we all can relate to that.
Hello. So I figured since I'm the poetry instructor, it might be a good idea for me to share a poem this evening to join in with the students who've done such an amazing job. The poem I'd like to share is called Ars Poetica. And an Ars Poetica is a poem that is actually about the art of writing poetry. A poem should sprout wings and soar across the blank page, contort itself into a vessel that one can fill with rage, compose syllables into symphonies for the troubled ear, weave itself into the threads of memory so folks will know that it was here. A poem should be a moonrise aglow with the lunacy of love, or an altruistic spirit humbly doing what it does. A poem should worship the Creator, lifting its voice to heaven's gate, or be a field of blossoming orchids where truth and beauty consummate. A poem should report breaking news with wisdom as current as it is ancient, and never rush to rhyme, but let line breaks reveal its patience. A poem should steel itself with the strength of a Kevlar vest, be a shield that stops the bullet from entering a brown boy's chest. A poem should be a vaccine a verse that can cure a virus, both metrical and medicinal, inscribed on papyrus. A poem should be as selfless as the heavens and the sea. In short, it should be everything that humans long to be. 21st Century Arts Poetica.
My reality is unclear. I went away for spring break and came back to online learning. I could no longer see my friends or my grandparents. Stores closed, swimming pools never opened, and I had to stay 6 feet away from everybody. My reality is unclear. Whenever I go out anywhere, I have to wear a mask, hoping others will do the same. Black people are being brutalized by the police and dying. Groups of frustrated people are protesting. My reality is unclear. Little Latino kids are still locked in cages. We won't start the school year in person on time. This virus continues to overwhelm us. My reality is unclear.
What a great poem by Olivia. Next up, we have a powerful piece by Santana.
This world is unkind. It's full of venomous minds. These people go around committing terrible crimes, and in time, compassion of humanity has gone into decline. The way we treat each other sends a shiver down my spine, and these are very, very dark times. And many of us failing to shine. My heart is breaking while I'm writing this rhyme. People getting offended by anyone who has a different opinion. Political correctness suppressing the freedoms of mankind. Can't say this, can't say that without hearing someone whine. I mean, goddamn. I dream of a world that is pure and divine. I don't know what to do. Lord, please give me a sign. We need to wake up, people. The eyes are useless if the mind is blind.
My name is Jacqueline Rivera, and tonight I'll be reading 2 poems. The first one is titled After the Storm. Warmth hugs us all in a sudden breath. The sigh of relief flushes our ears as the sunlight frames our faces, and we're met with the world's graces. The thunder roars as the warm wind pushes it away. In a hopeful moment, the world felt still. The storm was over and change had arrived. The second poem I'll be reading tonight is titled Preocupaciones. The car behind us honks 3 times as the red light on 18th and Central stays still. My mother always said, La gente como se inquieta. But the truth is, she's afraid. She follows each street sign, stops at each red light, slows at each flashing yellow ones, and she panics at every cop car. My mother prays silently before and after leaving our home, the same way my friends' parents do. Every time my brother goes missing, or my sister's at Westport, or my dad gets home late, my mother lights a candle, and the smell of cinnamon, or pine, or Hawaiian flowers fills our home. The candle illuminates the cuadros on the wall, the huge virgencita that protects us all.
What a very cultural poem we had by Jacqueline. Next up, we have Matthew.
The cold wind brushed past my fuzzy leaves. I shivered. The people walked by as they laughed, cried, and talked. I watched. The smell of warm dandelion oils filled my lungs with wet, warm fumes. I gagged. The sounds of children playing and laughing traveled through my ears. I smiled. The warm sunlight touched my coarse skin and engulfed me like a warm hug. I felt joyful. Then 10 years went by. The wind passed by me as softly as an early autumn breeze. I shivered. The people walked by in deadly silence, staring at their bright devices glowing like an angel's halo. I watched. Cars went by spewing warm, musty oil fumes that filled my lungs like a water balloon. I gagged. When water was sparse, woodcutters walked towards me with chainsaws, as loud as a dolphin in labor. I smiled. Dark, gloomy clouds engulfed the sky, but moments later, the sun shined.
What I love and hate. Through these times, life's been tough, and we just need a bit of love. So many things to love, so many to hate about this country and its very own fate. I love the way people express how they feel about police brutality and racism they deal. I hate the way the police will take away someone's life with just one bang. I hate that people throughout the day will not care what another human has to say, even though life may seem like it is not changing. It is, and our words make a difference. So why are you waiting?
My name is Derek Schneeberger. I was named by my dad, who also named my brother. My name stands out, especially my last name. Schneeberger is long and unique, and is German for snow mountain. My name is the intense mountains, covered in snow in the Alps, where some of my ancestors originated, and the hot African plains, where my other half was from. My name is my twin, who has also gone through nearly all the same stuff as me. My name is the cool whisper of the air that brings comfort to the scorching heat of the summer, and the sound of an engine driving down the highway, and the warm feeling in the house filled with chatter and laughter. My name is the person that can help change the world one step at a time.
All of us bleed red, all deserve equality, it's not a debate.
We are all equal, so why don't we act like it? We are all human.
We shouldn't be judged. I'm not a threat. I'm just black. My skin is just skin.
Don't be scared of me. We are all the same underneath. Our world needs a change.
How many lives lost until we think this must stop? Let's start now. Let's change.
United States of America. We are not united. Let's change.
Sorrow is within. Justice is our objective, so let's work towards it.
So you're shaped like me. I have the same blood like you. So what's really so different?
Change is upon us. It is our time to be heard. New days are ahead.
I don't like this pain. We need a successful change. We can change today.
We all have voices. We need to make new choices. Is my voice not loud enough?
Kids are still locked up. Why have they been forgotten? Justice for the kids.
When you show me free, I might want to come and see, 'cause we're better free.
Why the racism? We're all still human. This we need to change.
We are all equal, but why don't we act like it? Change is what we need.
A knee on his neck. When will this end? What the heck? 2020 is a wreck.
Love will prosper true. I believe it. Do you too? We all strive for love.
Please, wake up. Don't sleep. Pay attention. This poem is our grievances.
Funny how it is, judging people on their skin. Just judge what's within.
I am so tired. Where did all my money go? My back hurts.
No reason for hate. Where's the love we deserve? Where's the justice?
Drip, 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 it goes. More world problems ignored. Better order food.
Hate is poisonous. It infects like a disease running rampant here.
Rape, death, kids in cages. They're just as important. We need justice too.
We need justice too. Hopefully the one helps. We'll be alright.
The time is now. Don't make it political. Voices raising hope.
All right. So I hope everyone enjoyed this evening's poetry reading. I know I did. I would like to say thank you to Director Emeritus Marsha Pomeroy, who built this whole beautiful program that so many students and instructors have benefited from. I'd like to thank Jessica Rodas, the team that supported poetry this summer, Dar Hassani, Hector Bernal, Misha Jones, Olivia Jones. There is no way I could have done it without you guys this summer. Give it up again for our student MCs, Stacia and Tony, all of the wonderful poets who shared their voices and their hearts this evening. In closing, I would just like to say that the music that you heard at the top of the show was from a recording project that I did with legendary saxophone player Bobby Watson. So the song that was played at the intro was called The Blues of Hope. And as we close out tonight, you'll hear another recording that I did with Mr. Watson called Check Cashing Day. Until next year, everyone, stay healthy, wear your masks. I wish you all nothing but the best. And in light of the racial unrest that we are all experiencing right now, remember, as Dr. King said, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. So we have to maintain solidarity, and we have to keep fighting the good fight. All right? God bless you all. Have a great evening, and I hope to see you soon.
Score, and 10 years ago, Martin shared his dream for justice to roll down like a mighty stream. A dream rooted in reality and the solemn prospect that he had come to the nation's capital to cash a 100-year-old check. Like so many folks in the hood with bills stacked high enough for a bungee cord jump, anxiously looking forward to the first of the month, with 300,000 black voices demanding their pay, August 28th, 1963 was check cashing day. And while America had sufficient currency in her bloated account, and black folks were only requesting a fair amount, like frogs playing basketball on a rubber court, the check still bounced. The first of the month has passed 600 times since Martin uttered those exalted lines, "I have a dream." We hold that phrase in such high esteem, but there was another Martin who also dreamed. His name was Trayvon, and along with a bag of Skittles and a bottle of tea, his dreams were buried 6 feet deep. Slavery never really ended. It just changed forms, from sharecropping to wage restrictions to welfare moms. As Martin declared in reference to so-called emancipation in 1863, 150